Today, I'm taking you along for a solo weekend in Shanghai on a day when the temperature hits 39 degrees. 39 degrees is no weather for daytime plans. I waited until 4 when the sun finally began to dip. I heard there was a beer festival by the river that evening, so I decided to go and have a look. Summer, sunset, an evening breeze, and cold beer, it was a pretty convincing combination. But I hadn't eaten all day, and I had no idea how good the festival food would be, so dinner came first. The noodle shop I chose did not look like much from the outside, but it is one of Shanghai's best known and most loved noodle shops, with branches all over the city. This was the original location though, and it still had that rough, no-frills feeling of the early days. I ordered their signature tossed noodles with clams and pork liver, plus a fried egg. There was not even any air conditioning, just a few enormous fans roaring away. The noodles arrived almost immediately. Just look at that color. Fresh pork liver and clams were stir-fried with scallion oil and soy sauce. They are two ingredients you would never think to put together, yet somehow they worked beautifully. The fried egg was really just a boiled egg given a quick fry, but the hot oil wrinkled its normally smooth surface just enough to soak up more of the sauce, which made it far better than an ordinary boiled egg. After dinner, it was finally time for the beer festival. I had planned to cycle there and work off the noodles, but it was still unbearably hot, so halfway there I gave up and switched to the metro. By the time I arrived, the sun had dropped much lower. The festival was filling up too. Maybe everyone else had spent the whole day hiding indoors, just like me. 30 or 40 craft beer and food vendors had taken over the entire street. The heat had not gone anywhere. At least the buildings offered some shade. Glass after glass of ice-cold beer flowed from the taps. Some people were busy taking photos for social media. Others were perfectly happy enjoying theirs alone. And if coming alone starts to feel a little quiet, don't worry, the dance parade soon sweeps through and turns the whole festival into a carnival. Once the parade passed, I followed the irresistible smell straight to the food stalls. There was golden roast chicken, sizzling sausages, and skewers fresh off the grill, basically everything you want at a beer festival. I was starting to regret dinner. Maybe eating noodles before a beer festival had not been my smartest decision. I was already too full to try much of the food. Beyond all the food and beer, there were plenty of little games to keep everyone entertained. There was foosball, and right next door, a speed drinking challenge. 3.32 seconds. I'd considered trying it, but suddenly, watching felt like the wiser choice. There was live music too, and if the band played a song you loved, you could step up and sing along. These two certainly did, and they gave it everything they had. After enjoying the music, I realized how thirsty I was. Time to find a beer I'd actually like. There were more choices than I expected, so I trusted my instincts. All you had to do was follow their social media account, and they gave you a little hand fan. The first pour came with a little too much foam, so they kindly decided to give me another. That first sip confirmed the obvious. Nothing belongs in a Shanghai summer quite like an ice-cold beer. Just as I was finishing my beer, the extra half pour they had promised finally arrived. Put the two together, and I had somehow ended up with a full glass after all. Now I just needed somewhere to sit, preferably within earshot of the live music. This guest from the crowd was so good that, for a moment, it was hard to tell who the actual lead singer was. I found a bench beside the band. The evening breeze felt so good, I stayed longer than planned. I was tempted to order another beer, but I still had one more stop planned for the night, and turning up tipsy probably was not the best idea. By the time I finished, it was nearly dark. The festival was filling up, but I was ready to leave. Sometimes, being alone in a crowd only makes the loneliness louder. So instead of going home, I headed somewhere that felt a little more my speed. A new shopping complex had opened near my apartment, and apparently it screened outdoor movies at night. On the way there, the summer sunset faded into a beautiful gradient across the sky. After the festival, the open plaza felt almost strangely quiet. The central plaza was still full of people escaping the heat. Maybe everyone had spent the day hiding indoors too. And there, in the middle of the lawn, I finally found the outdoor movie. I was a little late, the seats were already completely full. Luckily, the lawn was still open. Aside from a few tiny bugs, the grass was actually the more comfortable option. I'd seen the movie before, but didn't mind another watch, a snowy winter spy thriller, perfect for a summer night. One gift of living alone in a big city is having so many public spaces and free events on your doorstep. When the movie ended, it was time to head home. It had been a gentle transition from the festival crowds to a quiet apartment. Cycling through the night breeze, the air almost felt cool. Hot days do pass. Sometimes you just need to rest and hold on until things turn around.